Hey, Rusty, what's up? Welcome to
Hey,
Safedefend Live. It looks like we have a little glitch today, and I'm getting my studio set up.
probably just the weather, right?
That's the beauty of live. You never know what's going to happen, right?
Exactly.
Blind. Too bright.
No worries.
How you doing, man? How's life at Safedefend?
You know what? Things are going well. We've got a lot of stuff in the pipeline, and we continue to push on with our mission. And it's exciting being in a new facility, as you know, now for the last several months. Expanding our footprint. I've been working with some guys around the states. We have 5 contracted sales folks that are helping us out, and so we
Sweet.
continue to get better with our product and make our system more user friendly. And it's we've been able to listen to our customers and our clients, and because of them, we've gotten better. So
Outstanding. Now, I know you're working on a bunch of things at Safedefend. You're talking about developing some online training tools for your customers. You're talking about working with your external sales team members to get them trained to train the trainer in certain schools. Is that correct? So why don't you talk about all the things that are going on at Safedefend today that you guys are working on that people can look forward to if they come and work with your great company?
well, I'll tell you that the biggest thing that Safe Defend can provide is simply peace of mind, knowing that the staff, the students, the parents have a plan in place for the unthinkable. And, we've just seen more and more events happen over these last few months.
Yeah,
My
we
wife's
have.
a middle school counselor, and,
Jeez.
next year is going to be her 40th year in education. And these last couple of years have been rough on our educators, and really just people in general. I mean, you think of on a daily basis, there's an active shooter somewhere. And she's seen an uptick, just like a lot of the folks that we currently have with working with Safe Defend to have our system in. But just knowing that they have a plan in place if something really bad were to happen, they have that insurance and confidence that knowing it's there if they ever need it. But some of the things we have been working on is upgrading our training to provide
It's awesome.
online training for our current customers. Really, kind of what we saw was, like a lot of things with all this COVID and everything that went on, some of those things got pushed aside. So naturally, that's human nature. But we've kind of worked with our clients to get them back on board to take a look at running more drills and updating our training. So it's kind of an ongoing training. And some of the things that we've also added that I'm really excited about it, and because of our customer feedback, is the addition of the wall cabinet, the safety cabinet.
Nice.
We've had the safety box, which has been great. And we had the old 30 count readers. Now we have an unlimited amount of people that we can program into the system. And by having it access controlled, we don't have the false alarms that other systems have. But the new safety cabinet has been valuable. It looks nicer.
Sweet.
It's more convenient maybe, and it's just another upgrade, along with the activation modules that we have that are strategically placed throughout gymnasiums, hallways, cafeterias, and so forth. It's all about having those multiple activation points and being able to notify everybody within seconds of the exact epicenter, if you will, where the event started.
I'll tell you, well, Phil's here, so I'm going to pass the baton to
Hey, Phil.
our great interviewer and but the expert. I'm the tech guy, and I'm all behind today, so it's all good. So, Phil, I'm going to hand it over to you and Rusty, and I'm going to say adios. Good to see you, Rusty. I'll be seeing you here in about 20 more minutes.
All right. Good deal.
Thanks, Russ. Thanks, Dave. Hey, Rusty, at the 20th, the 13th, what day is it?
Hey,
I got a request to move the date or the time. I thought it was today. It's next Friday, so that
that's okay.
explains my tardiness. But
It's Friday the 13th.
yeah, that's all right. Don't remind me. I got a 2:00 today. My beautiful bride has scheduled heart scans for us, and so I have officially entered. I don't even know what to call that, but it's got me a little nervous.
Well, it just means she cares, and she's probably just trying to find out if you really have a heart, which I think you do.
Oh,
I think
wow.
you do. I think you do. I
Well,
know you
brother,
a little bit now. You have a big heart, and I'm sure
I
it
appreciate
works fine.
I appreciate that. So my apologies. Yeah,
No worries.
continue on. Dave turned it over to me, Captain America, as I call him. But but I don't know what you were talking about when I came in. So,
Oh, we were just talking about some of the upgrades that we're doing
yeah,
for our
yeah,
clients, for our current customers with the training and the new additions of the new safety cabinet, the wall cabinet,
right.
the activation modules, and also the ability that we have. One thing that's new for us is to tie into a current PA system with a school. So traditionally we've done sirens and strobes. We do have the ability to tie into their current system. Basically, what we're doing is enhancing what they currently already have and making it better and faster. So
Yeah, I think one of the cool things about you guys is that you guys are always looking for ways to improve, to bring innovative ideas to not only schools and classrooms, but also to businesses and churches, synagogues. It doesn't matter.
right.
Your guys' mission is really one of continuous improvement, and I really compliment you on that. I think there's a call we're all going to be on here a bit later that involves that as well, looking at possibilities and options and different things that may help Safedefend go help others. So the innovation, that's something I think is never going to change. When I should have been on here, I was finishing up an interview for a group out of Dallas that Dave doesn't even know about, but it was going to surprise him. But I was finishing up an interview with this organization, and they said, "What do you think is the most important thing organizations can do?" And I said, "Well, this isn't very sexy, but it's be self-aware. It's understand when you got to shift and times change. It seems like by the second anymore, and so what are we doing? What worked great today may not be what's needed in the future. And you guys take that seriously. I know you're always looking at ways that you can improve and help more people. So I compliment you on that. So as we look around right now, it seems like every night we turn the news on, there's something else going on out there somewhere in business. And it's, and Jeff Green, the founder of Safedefend, and I were talking last week, it's I think just being aware of your surroundings, being aware of situationally aware, you need to have your antenna up all the time in today's world, no matter where you're at. Would you agree with that?
It's sad but true.
Yeah.
I talk to my wife about it all the time, and she's a counselor, as you know.
Yeah.
And so not just at school, but just going shopping. When we go out to dinner, we have date night Friday or Saturday night every week, and I'm always thinking, we'll go into a restaurant, and never before until the last couple of years have I even thought that way. I started with Jeff. It was just the two of us. I started with Jeff coming up on 8 years ago. And wow, have we come a long way. We've got a full-time staff now, new facility with warehouse ability, and we brought everything in-house. So yeah, what we're always looking for the next better thing to make things faster, stronger, and make it quicker with our notification, just more reliable. And that's what we've done. And I'm proud of that. I was I was telling him earlier, just the simple fact that the biggest thing that Safedefend can provide is peace of mind, knowing that you have a plan in place for the unthinkable. And as you know, we do that in the 3 ways: to prepare, notify, and then items to protect. But yeah, I think you're so right. You just never know in today's society, and I'm a big Chiefs fan, so
Yeah.
I look forward to getting home and not watching the evening news. I want to watch the weather and sports, and then my wife and I watch something more entertaining. So.
Well, and I think what's crazy about it. We talk about just safety and just how the world is ever changing. But look at just a week or so ago when the comedian Dave Chappelle was doing a performance and somebody charged him on stage. These things have happened in the past, but not to the regularity. It just seems like there's more people are more emboldened than they've ever been before. And it seems like our whether you're in a business environment or if you're in a school building, an administration building, doesn't matter. You have to think about things that, to be quite frank, you never really had to think about years ago. And I think that one thing that we've got to do to to get to where we need to be is we got to get out of that mindset of, well, gosh, we got to quit talking about years ago.
Right.
Years ago, they're over.
Right.
We got to deal with what's going on today, and how can we make the people that are there to work, the people that are there for students to learn, whatever the case may be. You talk about being a Chiefs fan, stadiums. I worry about that all the time. Yeah. So there's just it is a different world, but I think one of the first things we got to do is we got to accept the fact that it's different, and we got to start taking the steps necessary to create safe environments. Would you agree with that?
Yeah, I do, and I think just what I've witnessed, next year will be my 30th year of having season tickets for the Chiefs. So I've seen a lot, not just on the field on the play and the direction of the team, but just the safety and security in general. They've got great systems, and they have a lot of things that you can't talk about, that we don't know about as general public, in place that you don't see. And some of those changes have happened a lot over the last few years, and that's good. But back to kind of your thinking, I'm just a little bit older than you, but if you think back when, guys would take their shotguns out of their cars before 2 days and put it in the coach's office so it's safe, right? Well, that's not the same now by any means, of course. But one thing that kind of strikes me when I talk to principals, staff members, teachers, superintendents, board members, and parents, they look at us as experts. Well, I've surrounded myself with experts, and I've learned a lot. And one observation that I've had, and that I get asked all the time, why does this keep happening? Why do these things keep happening? And my simple observation is there's too much of this and not enough of this.
Yep.
Right? We've lost a sense, especially with our young people, we've lost a sense of what is real and what is fantasy. And I think that is filtered over in society. There's so much mass media. The guys know here in the office, I'm not the IT guy. I'm an 8-track tape kind of guy living in a Wi-Fi world. So I think there's too much technology that has maybe numbed some of our kids. They don't realize that their actions have consequences. So I think there's a lot there. There's a lot of mental things that we can do better. And I think it's just, we're trying everything we can. And like you said, the mental preparedness of being aware of your surrounding is just one of those things that not just teachers or people in the workplace, but just in our daily lives, we really need to think about, traffic flow and what that, the driver, there's so many things there that cause accidents and distractions and whatever, but just knowing your awareness and what's going on.
Well, and I think too, to your point about technology is a wonderful thing, but it shouldn't be at the expense of other things, right? Which is, I think, the point you're making is that, if you're in a workplace, you need to be aware of what's going on with your coworkers. You need to be conscious of that. If you're in a school building and a student shows a certain pattern of behavior, you need to be aware of that. You need to take action on that. We've talked in the past about, they do such a great job with advanced weather warnings, for example. So wouldn't it be nice if we knew that these bad things were coming? Well, there are clues and hints along the way, that are like weather warnings. It's not as accurate as Doppler weather, but it's there. And I think you've got to have that interpersonal communication with people if you're going to be able to pick up on those and be able to help people along the way. I think, tragically in the schools, many times it's, they become perpetrators when they do the crime, but the second before they decided to do the crime, many times these students do this, they were victims. And I don't think a lot of people think about that. And it's easy to lose sight of that because of the horrendous act that they just performed. But there were signs that this person needed somebody to invest in them, needed somebody to sit down and talk to them or to get them help. And I think that's one of the things that I think is most cool about Safedefend is your guys' training. We got a lot of trainings that are coming out to try to help in those areas, whether it's mental health or just communication, just how to do things correctly and how to notice certain things. And I'm excited about that. and the direction that Safedefend is going. We've got to be proactive and not simply reactive to things. You got to have the systems in place, that immediate notification, that get the response there. We know most active shooter situations are over within 5 minutes. It's very difficult to, even if you have SROs, school resource officers in the building, there's still a lot of unknowns. If they're on the north end of the building, it's a large campus,
right,
or even if it's a small campus and they're on the north end of the building and the shooting occurs somewhere down on the south end of the building, how many doors do they have to clear? How many rooms do they have to get through? How many things they have to get before they can get down there safely? You know, it's not like in the movies where there's a shooting and, you know, Chuck Norris goes running down the hall in the middle of the hall, shots are blazing by him and he never gets hit. That's not real world.
Yeah.
And so I think, we've got to be realistic in what's possible and what's practical and what's probable to happen also in those situations. So I know I just got on, but we're already out. I'm going to give you the last word. You know, is there anything you want to share with anybody? Any events coming up or anything that you want to make people aware of that where they can reach out to?
We'll be at the USA conference in Wichita coming up June 1st and 2nd. That's with administrators for the state of Kansas. It's a very, very well attended, good conference. We did the AASA conference here a few months ago. We did the NSBA, but we are going to be working with, as we here locally, will be one of the sponsors for the Olathe Schools Public Foundation. And that's always a good time, the golf tournament. They raise a lot of money to help with kids in the classroom and various things. So we're always looking to help support different charities and organizations and fundraisers, and also just get our message and our mission out there of saving lives when seconds count. So appreciate the time.
Well, Rusty, I appreciate you as always. Appreciate the work you guys are doing. And as always, tell everybody, if you have questions, don't hesitate. You can reach out to Rusty and them. Just go to safedefend.com. You can click get to them through their website. And Rusty, as always, we appreciate you, and we'll talk to you next Friday.
All right.
Next Friday at 11. Not
11.
this Friday. Next Friday at 11.
Okay. All
Thanks,
right.
Rusty. Have a great weekend.
Take
All
care.
right, buddy. Go Chiefs. Go
You betcha. Go Chiefs.
All right. Bye.